All right, so we're going to go over the video of me saying, put this saw where it belongs, in the trash, the infamous Mini Mac. And I didn't just stir the pot with this one. No, I actually smacked the hornet's nest. And that's a good thing because it brought out people on it, between Facebook and YouTube comments. So let's go ahead. Let's go over those that you people did. So I've got a few comments here that I screenshot sent to myself and everything and whatnot. So there's a lot of people who disagree very strongly with that video. And it has to do with more that some people just don't understand that these saws were designed in an era where things are going to be thrown away. Now, they were intentionally designed with built-in obsoletes. They were made to last so long, so many hours, and the cost to fix them was much higher than what a new one was worth. Now, I'm not saying that dealerships didn't fix them, but a lot of comments, there were some guys that said, oh, I was the guy who worked at the dealership and they always passed it to me to fix it and everything. They're like, I had to do these and I just absolutely hate them. So yes, you can fix them, but does that mean it's always worth fixing? No, at least not to me. Now I have one outside. I have fixed it. I have a Mini Mac 120. It's a great saw. I never said they weren't great to begin with. That is where a lot of people did not watch the video, and instead they just assumed that I'm saying they're trash out of the box. Don't even get one. No. And then there were some people who actually proved my point. Yeah, I've got like 9 of these outside I got from a place, and I'm like, and you're that guy I'm talking about. I'm saying you got it from a guy who had 9 of them or a box of them, and you're the next in line, and who knows if the guy before that had it. And that's what I was trying to say. You're the guy that got the horde of them, and are you going to get them running? Probably not. There's actually one guy, I couldn't find the post. He said that, yeah, I've got a bunch of these. I might get to them one day. I probably won't. But it's at the same time, it's like you proved my point. So there were people who were dealers who worked on these and everything that had said the same thing as I had supported and everything and whatnot. We'll see if we get to that, if I even got that comment floating around somewhere. But yes, they were built-in obsoletes. They were just junk and everything when they died. That was just how it was. So let's go over some of the comments here, and then we'll go ahead on that. So YouTube comments directly from the video itself. Love, love, love Mini Macs. My dad bought one around 1973, and I love the little saw. Great power. They're perfect for homeowner use and everything like that. Companies that had to get them. If you dropped them out of the tree, oops, I'm not out a bunch of money. Everything. I'm out a cheap piece of crap. At that point, it's a piece of crap. Is it worth fixing? Is it worth putting, the money into? No. They went and bought an $89 saw when they come out. They were less than a $100 bill back then. And the saws paid themselves off pretty quick. If you're in a tree operation and stuff like that, yeah, you can just do that with saws and everything. So I had a herd of them. I restored a few and sometimes would run them in my hand, sometimes before I put it back in the case. I have seen that. You can bench run them. I think I said that in my last video, that you can bench run them, make sure they run and stuff like that before you cram it all back in the case. Problem is those fuel connections, they would leak. Someone gave me an Eager Beaver, which was newer later on, but still the same thing. I watched your videos and I'm doing what you said. It's going in the scrap. I have several Macs and I enjoy them greatly. I can probably fix that little saw. But at 69 years old, I would rather spend my time on something like my Model 47 or 250 or 610 or my favorite 1010 Auto. Thanks for the tip. As I said, it's about how valuable is your time. 69 years old, he's got bigger fish to fry, just like me. I've got bigger saws I love to build. They're in the channel and they're everywhere for you guys to watch and stuff like that. I love building the custom cart ones, custom cart setups on the saws like the Super Pro 125 with the BDC 16. Love that series. That is an absolute monster of a saw right there, and I have yet to see another one that looks like mine. They did the swaps back in the day. Some of them did them, but mine is more custom for me. So Hi, I agree what you say. You should not waste time. If you do not like what you're doing or do not believe in the saw, if you don't like fixing it, don't do it. If you enjoy it, do it, you guys. I'm not saying not to fix them. I'm just telling you where to put it. If you really want to save your time and don't want to waste it, if you've got bigger fish. If that's the only thing you've got to work on, if you're bored or something, tear into it. The worst you're going to do is end up throwing it away anyways. Here's a person who works on them, chainsaws. They probably do this for a living, I'm pretty sure. Had a fellow send two different ones for repair. Both needed starter pulleys on top of the other issues. I boxed them up and sent them back. Worst saw I've ever tried to work on. I've had a mint one. I know all it needs is a carb kit. It's sat on a shelf for 2 years. I'll tame the beast one of these days. If 2 years, you know what? It's already holding that shelf down. Maybe just if it's mint, it looks pretty. You really like the looks of it sitting there. Just let it sit there. The carbs are a pain in the ass to get to. Pull it out. The worst you can do is end up doing what I said. Throw it away. Fun part: taking the motor out and putting it in the Mini Mac 6. I rip a whole entire case apart and everything and stuff like that. It's fun. Now you got two things you could throw across the yard. Two things you could throw in the trash. There you go. See, got a thing like that. Maybe put one on a little scooter or something. I need that muffler. It's gone. It's gone. Stop looking at it or you'll get it out. Yeah, I kept looking at the trash can in the video and stuff. I'm just sitting there like, goodbye, sympathy. Yeah, no. Mercy? No. Yeah, no. Mini Macs make great boat anchors. All right. These are people who own them, homeowners or dealers, people who worked on these, stuff like that. I like them. Don't forget the gas tanks leak. Yep. Mine leaked at one point on me too. Had to take it apart. I put it back together and somehow it stopped leaking. Okay. We'll just deal with that. Maybe I stopped the leak. I don't know. Maybe it slowed itself. I just run the saw wide open until it runs out of fuel. All right. So, from a person who worked at a dealer, who was a dealer, master dealer, from the 50s all the way to the 90s. This is their word on it. Now, this is, like I say, opinions. There you go. But there is truth to these saws, all right? It is the reality of them. So I know people don't like to hear it, but like I say, we're reviewing comments on here. It looks pretty 50-50 on stuff. There's people that are totally in agreement with saving them, and then there's the people who actually know the facts on it. Bottom line is, the saws were sold cheaply enough that the average person could afford to purchase one, use it till it dropped, and toss it, because he could afford to buy a new one without a loan. The term, though, always isn't looked at in the same way. Buy all myself. I keep fixing stuff. It's in my nature and the lifestyle, so I sought to do so. So opinions are like a-holes. Everyone has one. That isn't truth. If you love the tinker, if you got it, it's what you want to do, you're bored, go right ahead. Do it. Maybe that would have helped clear the statement up or at least redefine the meaning of throwaway there. They were cheap enough that they could toss and buy another one without breaking the bank. Again, I agree with you, but trying to explain your opinion to another is never ending. Like I say, it could be an opinion, but it was the truth and it was the facts on these little old saws. When they work fantastic. They earn their money and stuff like that. When they're dead, go get a different one. All right, so a little bit of Facebook comments now from one of the groups on me saying put this thing where it belongs. 2-word comment. Well said. I threw one from 80 foot up in a tree into a gravel parking lot. Would not start in the tree. That effer bounced 8 foot in the air, and then it started. Showed it a lesson. That was for damn sure. Same for steel saws. Put them in the trash. Oh, look, maybe the same person. I could use the muffler. Go get it. It's in the landfill somewhere. And here's all with all like little top saws, for instance, little top handle ones. So the Steel 019T, MS 190T, and MS 191T are absolute pain in the. Mini Macs are just a tiny bit simpler. I guess. Maybe the Mini Macs, like say, getting the linkage back on there was that trick to do it. But I think the T's, what those have, a like linkage inside of them or something. Yeah, cable linkage. So yeah, that definitely didn't help anything. I'm close enough to throwing mine away. Had to pull off the entire case to get to the carburetor. Now it's back together. I have no spark. Really not looking forward to pulling the case again. I think going on that one I said, well, don't. Just, look, there's a trash can, your workbench. Just, there it goes. I cut my teeth working on them. Hated them at first, but then got good at it. They generate green money just like all the others, but I wouldn't own one. Work on them for a living, toss them away. Goodbye. The worst small top handle saws I've ever worked on be the Steels. The 201T especially. Then again, it seems to be the case with 90% of their saws. The Mini Macs are a pain, but there is worse out there. I've never worked on the T series, but I'm gonna agree. There could be worse. And another comment, just one word one on what I said about put this thing where it belongs. Yep. All right, and then there was people who totally disagreed. Here's one person's example, and I'm not going to read all the comments on it. But, made in America does not mean last forever. It just meant that you're supporting American jobs, and it always had a quality behind them. But the reality was you put yourself out of a job building something that never breaks. You lose money, and that's not what you're after in a business. You saturate the market with something and it doesn't ever die off or anything like that, you're going to go out of business, or you're going to have to think of something even better to that's going to compete it. But if somebody's like, well, this works perfect, why would I do that? And there you go. You're out of business. So a Mini Mac is not made in China. So if you want to throw away made in America stuff, that's going to be recycled into made in China stuff, then be my guest. But that is your right to freedom. But remember, it's because you're too stupid and ignorant to spend 5 minutes on self-reflecting and thinking what makes a good mechanic. Now, I've seen mechanics turn stuff down because they don't think it's worth their time. That goes to cars and other things. They look at this thing, it's like, that isn't worth my time. I'm going to spend more time on this thing, fixing it and get less money out of it than if I do other jobs that are going to yield more for less each one. So really, is it, does it make you a good mechanic or somebody because you decided not to take on a job because you have bigger fish to fry, or, you know, that's just how it is. So, I mean, the reality is, made in America doesn't mean last forever. That's just how it is. You have to engineer things to last, but not last. You can go get these homeowner chainsaws and stuff like that, and you'll see there's an hours rating on some of them are 40, some of them 50-hour rating. After that, the chrome bore starts to go out, the rings start to get shot, other little components and everything and whatnot. They just and you know what happens? They end up in the trash, or somebody else buys a truckload full of cheap old homeowner saws for, 400 bucks, and then they try to sell each one for way too much, and what they sold retail. It's like you're not getting that from these. So that's just how it is. But that's just, a quick little go over of what the Mini Mac was. Stir in the pot, smack the hornet's nest. And there was much more comments and everything and stuff like that. But that is, it was very right down the middle. People that like them, the people that worked on them and dislike them and everything. It's just, that's how it is. So, all right. Just as I say, that's a recap video. Like I say, bigger fish to fry are coming up. We've got other Mac stuff coming up here shortly on the channel. No, the Mandalorian helmet has nothing to do with this, but if you want to see me wear it or something, I'll be glad to do that for you at some point. Got a lot of work to do on that. Thanks to my buddy for printing that, because my printer's not big enough to print in just one piece. But like I say, got stuff to do, videos to edit, spend time with family, everything like that and whatnot. So just say thanks for watching, and I read the comments. That was proof right there. Facebook, on YouTube, let it go. And that video had 407 views by the time I had done this video on it. So it was a little higher than my normals and everything, but it definitely stirred some attention and everything whatnot amongst collectors and dealers and homeowners and whatnot. So, all right, I'm rambling. So say thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna have more content like this. You like these review videos on videos? Let me know. Like I say, I read your comments. I try to respond to them. I work nights, so kind of difficult to read sometimes. I'm get off at 3 in the morning, So, all right, I'm Yammer. So, thanks for watching.